Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world rife with chaos, conflict, and uncertainty, a world crying out for change. But before we rush to mend the brokenness around us, let me pose a critical question. Have you mended yourself? It's tempting, isn't it, to point fingers outward, to diagnose the faults in others, in systems, and in nations. But what if the most profound change you can make is in the reflection staring back at you in the mirror? Taking personal responsibility is the cornerstone of any meaningful change. It means accepting that your life, with all its complexities and imperfections, is largely shaped by your actions, decisions, and attitudes. This isn't about blaming yourself for every setback or misfortune. It's about recognizing the power you have to respond to them constructively. Too often people look outward, attributing their struggles to external forces, society, others, or circumstances beyond their control. While these factors undeniably play a role, focusing solely on them is a trap that leaves you powerless and resentful. Imagine instead the strength that comes from acknowledging your role in shaping your reality. When you take responsibility, you reclaim your agency. You're no longer a victim of circumstance, but an active participant in your own life. This isn't easy. It requires humility, the courage to admit your mistakes, and the discipline to make better choices. But with each step, you begin to build something profound. Trust in yourself. Responsibility demands effort, but it also yields freedom. The freedom to grow, to adapt, and to face the world with resilience. It allows you to set your house in order, to become someone capable of weathering storms and leading by example. When you take charge of your life, you not only improve your own circumstances, but inspire others to do the same. True change starts within. And that change is contagious. It's easy to underestimate the power of small actions. We often think that change must be grand and sweeping, that only monumental efforts can make a difference. But the truth is, the most profound transformations often begin with the smallest ripples. A simple act, seemingly insignificant in the moment, can set off a chain of events that reaches farther than you could ever imagine. Think about it. Tidying up your room might seem trivial, but it's not just about cleanliness. It's about taking control, creating order, and proving to yourself that you're capable of improvement. When you organize your space, you're symbolically organizing your life. That ripple spreads. It affects how you approach your work, your relationships, and even how you interact with the world. Consider the impact of a kind word or a moment of patience. To you it might seem minor, but to someone else it could mean the world. That small gesture could inspire them to pass kindness on to others, creating a ripple effect of positivity. The same is true for discipline. Committing to a single good habit, waking up on time, exercising, or reading every day, might not seem revolutionary, but over weeks, months, and years, it compounds into something remarkable. Change doesn't have to start with grand gestures. It starts with a single step, a single choice, repeated consistently. And as those small actions accumulate, they gather strength, creating momentum. Before long, those ripples grow into waves, and those waves have the power to transform not just your life, but the lives of those around you. Chaos is an unavoidable part of life. It appears in our surroundings, our relationships, and even within ourselves. The world is filled with uncertainty, unpredictability, and moments that feel overwhelming. But amid that chaos lies an opportunity, a chance to bring order to what seems uncontrollable. This isn't about eliminating chaos entirely, it's about finding your ground, creating structure where you can, and building a foundation of stability that allows you to thrive. Start where you are. Your immediate environment is the first battleground against disorder. When you take the time to organize your space, plan your day, or set clear goals, you're not just controlling your environment, you're reinforcing your ability to face challenges with clarity and focus. Chaos thrives in confusion, but clarity is its antidote. By tackling one small piece of disorder at a time, you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling the larger uncertainties in life. This process isn't just practical, it's deeply symbolic. Bringing order to the chaos around you mirrors the inner work required to bring order to your thoughts, emotions, and actions. It teaches you discipline and resilience, showing that even in a turbulent world, you can carve out a space of calm and control. And when you've mastered that, your influence expands outward. Your example becomes a source of strength for others. By demonstrating the ability to maintain order amid chaos, you inspire those around you to do the same. This is how change begins, not by waiting for the world to settle, but by settling yourself and showing that chaos doesn't have to define you. You can face it, transform it, and grow stronger because of it. Humility and self-reflection are powerful tools for growth, but they require courage. It's not easy to look inward and confront your flaws, weaknesses, or mistakes. It's uncomfortable to admit that you don't have all the answers or that you've fallen short of your own expectations. Yet, this discomfort is essential. Without humility, we become rigid, defensive, and blind to the ways we can improve. Without self-reflection, we repeat the same patterns, stuck in cycles of frustration and blame. Humility begins with acknowledging that you're a work in progress. It's not about diminishing yourself or your achievements, but about recognizing that there is always more to learn, more to improve, and more to understand. This mindset opens the door to growth. It allows you to listen more carefully, consider perspectives you may have dismissed, and learn from experiences, both your own and those of others. Self-reflection, on the other hand, is the practice of examining your actions, thoughts, and motives with honesty. It's about asking yourself the hard questions. Where am I falling short? What am I avoiding? How am I contributing to the problems I see around me? These questions aren't meant to shame you, but to illuminate the path forward. They help you identify what needs to change and give you the clarity to act with intention. When you embrace humility and self-reflection, you step into a position of strength, not weakness. You build a foundation of self-awareness and authenticity that others can trust. More importantly, you give yourself the opportunity to grow into the person you're capable of becoming. True change, whether in your life or the world around you, starts here, with the willingness to look inward, learn, and strive for better. Moral authority isn't something you can demand, it's something you earn through the way you live. It stems from integrity, aligning your actions with your values, even when it's difficult. Integrity is doing what's right, not because it's easy or convenient, but because it reflects the principles you hold dear. When your life reflects your beliefs, you don't just speak with words, you speak with actions. And actions resonate far louder than rhetoric. Living with integrity begins with honesty, both with yourself and with others. It means being truthful about your strengths and weaknesses, owning your mistakes and striving to correct them. It's about consistency, showing up as the same person in private as you are in public, and resisting the temptation to compromise your values for short-term gain. This isn't about perfection. No one is flawless, but it is about striving for authenticity and making a genuine effort to be better every day. When you live with integrity, you gain the trust and respect of those around you. People sense when someone is genuine, and that authenticity inspires them. Your actions become an example others can follow, not because you tell them to, but because they see the results of your efforts in your life. You become a source of stability and hope in a world that often feels unpredictable and uncertain. True influence doesn't come from authority, status, or loud opinions. It comes from being the kind of person others aspire to be. When you embody integrity, you don't need to demand respect. It's freely given. This is the essence of moral authority, the quiet power of living a life that speaks for itself. By holding yourself to a high standard, you don't just change your own life. You inspire change in those around you, creating a ripple effect that has the power to transform the world. You see, it's easy to critique the world, to demand change from others, to rail against the injustices of the system. But how often do we pause to consider our own role in perpetuating the problems we condemn? The harsh reality is that we are all imperfect vessels, prone to hypocrisy, blind spots, and weaknesses. True change begins with self-reflection. an unflinching audit of your flaws, your habits, your motivations. This is not an exercise in self-loathing, but in self-honesty. It takes courage to confront your own inadequacies, but that courage is the very seed of transformation. People are inspired by integrity, not rhetoric. If you want to change the world, begin by changing yourself. If you desire justice, live justly. If you crave kindness, be kind. The world does not improve because we shout louder. It improves because we act better. So start today. Fix the small things. Address the chaos in your own life. And then, perhaps, you'll find that you are not only better equipped to change the world, you are already changing it. Thank you.